Hello, ladies and gentlemen. More W's today than there are L's, which is great, very very great. And we have somebody coming out with our boy Alex Stein apparently. As a community, apparently we can't do that. But there's probably for a good reason for right now because Dave Portnoy is well, I would like to say a simp. Looks like a simp, and honestly, yeah, he's not so bright in the head. But of course, as I've always stated, and I will state, I don't really like rich people for the most part. I think they're snobby because I think they look down upon people for for a lot of reasons. Surprisingly enough, I don't even think as much as I don't really want to brag too much about Donald Trump and what he does because I don't agree with everything that he does, but I think his policies are good. Sometimes I wish he keeps his mouth shut, but it's Donald Trump, which I have seen that doesn't really care and doesn't really look down upon people. And I think there's also Keanu Reeves, which is another rich person that doesn't really look down on people. So there are some, but there doesn't seem like there's a lot because they always seem like to preach or look down upon people, which I really just don't like, especially in my experiences where rich people are just honestly quite terrible. So that's my take on it. But again, this type of person I just really don't like. And I don't know too much about Dave Portnoy. Besides because it says Bitcoin, probably because why I don't know about him, because I don't do Bitcoin or any of that type of coin BS. So, let's get into the article here. Dave Portnoy calls right-wing commentator Alex Stein a piece of shit in heated Twitter battle over the deleted Barstool video. The president of Barstool Sports, Dave Portnoy, is now in a heated Twitter battle with right-wing commentator Alex Stein following the removal of one of Stein's videos from Barstool's Twitter account. The debate began on Monday evening. Barstool Sports posted and then removed a video from Stein talking about Las Vegas and gambling. Stein, who's known as a right-wing commentator, creates videos where he travels to different city councils and confronts locals about political topics in the form of sketch comedy. In this particular video, Stein posted as an upset tourist visiting Las Vegas. He addresses the Las Vegas City Council saying he lost an insane amount of money gambling and accuses the city of targeting weak and vulnerable men. Do we want to watch the video? I think that's a yes. See, this is what we call troll. We call troll and a man that is what we call a man of trollness and laughability, and it's what we do. It's what he does, and it's just funny. It's comedy. It's not really to be taken really all that too serious, but he's not entirely wrong about the gambling thing. Now, we all know in the gaming industry as of late, there is a lot of these gotcha games and that targeted children, and Diablo Immortal, I may believe, being one of the biggest ones that hit the gaming community, has been very, very nefarious with their system. And it's quite sad, and we don't want these type of games being involved, because we all know they also target children, because children will have a big part of this. So, that being said, we know the issues that gambling does to children and all this other stuff, and, well, it's not really all that good, right? Barstool Sports tweeted out on the video with a caption, "This is of every man who spent a weekend in Vegas." It got almost 950,000 views before the tweet was mysteriously deleted. Stein took to Twitter to voice his frustration over the video's removal. He said, "It's so cute that Barstool is owned by a Barstool Presidente who is accused of the most heinous things, but they are too afraid to keep my content up. The heinous things Stein referred to as was most likely associated with sexual assault against Portnoy, which has been reportedly denied." So, yeah. So, he's been, all this stuff. We're going to get into all the tweets here about exactly what's been going on. It didn't take long for Portnoy to respond. He claimed the video had been deleted because Barstool is owned by a gambling company and Stein speaks against gambling in the video. Portnoy blames them for the entire mistake on an employee who was left in charge of the company's Twitter account. Portnoy wrote, "Buddy, shut the fuck up. We are owned by a gambling company. We've had roughly 9,000 training sessions not to post shit like this because regulators don't like it. Was too busy chewing gum and posted it without watching it. Go back to whatever hole you crawl out of." And honestly, it's quite sad because if you are a owner of a company or whatever, or you're speaking in this type of tone, it looks very, very bad on you. I know when I had my organization, I always spoke in polite and in a more professional manner, and that's just the way it is. I.e., when you're conducting business, you want to conduct business in a professional manner. So you want to make yourself appear to be professional and rational and stuff like that. And you going out and doing stuff like this, it just makes you look unincredible and just not professional and terrible. So Portnoy didn't declare war, vowing to see the overseas Stein's demise. As he goes, says, "I fucking hate this guy. Alex Stein will now actively root for his demise." Okay, well, that's very great. I love it. The move was endorsed by Representative Dan Crenshaw, who tweeted the message. Yeah, but that's because Dan Crenshaw is a cuck, and I really don't like Dan Crenshaw at all. After some of the things he said and done, I think he's a hack. I think he's a joke. And I don't really care too much about him. He says some things that I do agree with, obviously, but again, I don't really like the man all that much. And let me clarify why I hate Alex Stein 99. I hate losers who make everything political on both sides. Still, Sales Guy posted his video without watching it at all. It started going viral, so Gaz went back and looked again. When he watched full vid, he saw the gambling stuff. Literally, the only thing we don't do is make problem gambling jokes, so he took it down. Not a hard trade for $500 million. I didn't even know who this clown was, or that the video is till he tagged me, tackling shit and getting personal. So yeah, I fucking hate his guts. He then tweeted another video of Stein harassing abortion supporters at the Texas state capitol. This guy, anybody who does this is a piece of shit. I don't care what side of any issue you're on. If this is how you conduct yourself, you're also a piece of shit. I already apologized slightly to Sue Walscott for that, researching him before responding. I'll never mention Alex Stein again, he vowed. So, and he goes on to say, "You've been on Twitter tonight. Guess I'll have to see on my $500 million," which is, who does that? I don't see, again, I don't brag on how much money I make. I don't really care on how much money anybody makes because it's not my big deal. And to brag about how much money that you're making and stuff like that really just makes you more of an asshole, not a good person. So again, yeah. And then he says, and then he goes on to say, it's like, "Is still President Dede too scared to have me on his podcast? Dave invites me on, and then runs away like a little, coward or shit, or whatever you want to put there, right? Come on my podcast tomorrow." And he says, 100% would love to. What time? And he says, "What's your email?" And both time Portnoy declared victory in the Twitter battle just before midnight. I think it's safe to say that once again you came up short tonight, my dude. And then this guy goes, says, "Good night, everybody. Good, clean knockout tonight. Nobody beats the champ. Nobody." Well, you clearly lost. And it's just a couple of idiots, honestly. I would say, as this person has said, just like two idiots feeling shit out of each other yawn. And I agree. It's just really two morons really talking shit about each other and stuff like that. But the reason why I say that this man has actively not won this, because he's been getting ratioed all to hell. Because if we go to this Twitter here, we have he has about 4.3 likes, and here for the ratio, and Twitch Talk guy has 8.4, and then the recording gets 7.4, and then everybody is essentially talking shit about him. Everybody is just talking shit about him. So, you didn't really win this. You lost this. And it's quite hilarious that you think you're winning. But, people like you live in delusion and always have to look down on people because obviously people bragging about their money obviously looks down on people that looks down on people that have less money than them. So there's stuff like that. So I really don't seem to really like your type of attitude. And from your first impression, first impression means everything. My first impression of you, I fucking hate your guts. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, and stay the fuck away from Dave Portnoy. Take care.